Welcome to the Woman Worriers podcast, where we're working to help you call a truce with your anxiety. The information in this podcast is not a substitute for seeking help from a licensed mental health professional. Now, here's your host, Elizabeth Cush, LCPC.
Hi, and welcome back to the Woman Worriers podcast. I'm your host, Elizabeth Cush, and I'm a licensed clinical professional counselor in Annapolis, Maryland, where we're still all online all the time with therapy sessions. I am still continuing to develop my coaching business so that I can see more women from all across the country, across the world, and I'm very, very excited about that, but not quite ready yet, and we will be working on that over the next couple of months and hopefully launching in the new year. My plan had been to air a totally different episode for today, but looking at my calendar as I was looking at the guests that I have lined up for the next few weeks and recognizing that this episode would air the day before the elections here in the United States, I decided that I was going to shift things around a little bit and do a pre-election broadcast today. And I'm actually recording this a week ahead of time because, of course, these things have to be edited and worked through. So it's a week ahead of when the election will occur, but this will air on the day before the election. So I just am sitting with all of the turmoil, all of the uncertainty of what's to come. I'm also recording from home today, which usually I go to my office where I'm not seeing clients, but it's a little bit quieter than my home. So I usually record my episodes there. So you may notice some background noise. We are on a very busy street here in Annapolis. So oftentimes there's trucks and buses and things that go by. And sadly, I am not an audio engineer. So I apologize for any background noise you might hear. I do plan to get an editor for the podcast next year. That's in the budget, so I'm excited about that. But for now, I'm at home because, sadly, my dog Elvis, who was a dachshund, has suffered a back injury, and I don't feel very comfortable leaving him for long periods of time. So we are here today hunkering down and helping him rest and recover and hopefully move forward with his healing. And if you have it in your heart, send out some positive energy into the universe to help him heal. He's had this before, but this feels worse than the last times that his back got injured. So he's old. I'm sure he has some arthritis, but dachshunds are prone to back injuries. So we are treating him and trying to keep him comfortable and safe. And for me right now, the world does not feel very safe, especially here in the United States. It's very uncertain how the election will turn out, but also regardless of the result. I mean, as all of you probably know, I'm a diehard blue Democrat. And of course, I would like for Biden to win. But I feel as if no matter what the result is, it's going to be a difficult time for our country. There's going to be a lot of people upset no matter what. And I'm not sure that Trump will accept the results if he doesn't win, which is terrifying in our democracy. It boggles my mind, but it's also really scary to me. And the coronavirus has escalated. The pandemic is clearly nowhere near to ending here. And the idea of a winter full of sheltering and being smart and safe, although of course I will do that, it just feels daunting because it's been hard up to now to adjust for day-to-day life events, but thinking through that the holidays are coming and typically families are gathering and that this might not be able to happen safely is just so sad to me. And I know it's important, and I know it's important to stay safe, but it's still hard. And this week on the East Coast, another Black life was taken by police. A young man who had some significant mental health issues was gunned down in front of his mother. It hurts. And there's so much that needs to shift and change, and so much resistance to change and shifting for the patriarchy, the deeply embedded racism in our country. It feels really fucking hard. And I apologize for cursing, but sometimes there aren't other words to express the distress and dissatisfaction and frustration of what's happening now in the world. And here in the U.S. again, with our newest Supreme Court justice who was ushered into office this week, who we don't know what her impact on the court will be, but fear that LGBTQI rights will be somehow dissembled or taken away or further compromised, as well as women's reproductive rights. It just, it makes me want to go put my head in the sand and pretend like there's nothing going on out there, but that's not productive either. And wherever you are in the world, I feel as if there's uncertainty in so many places across the globe. And yes, this is centered on the United States because that's where I live, but know that my thoughts, my heart, my being is with all of you wherever you are and whatever struggle might be happening in your country. And I wish that I could say or believe that, with this election or whatever the next defining event is, that there wasn't this uncertainty, there wasn't this upheaval, there would be some defining moment that would make everything feel better. But the uncertainty is going to be there. And interestingly, sort of a theme that has played out throughout today for me has been both within my own personal therapy session today and with my writing group this afternoon, that all of this uncertainty is going to go on in whatever form that it takes. It's out there. There's a lot of disruption and unsettledness in the world. And that's going to be there no matter what comes next. So how do we find a way to come back to ourselves? It's looking for those rituals, those practices that help you come back to you, to your core, to yourself, to your inner wisdom, and find ways to be in the world with other people. That was one of our prompts in the writing group today, is how can you be with the world? And for me, it means connecting with other, even spiritually, with other women of like minds, other people, but particularly women who live and feel and love like I do. So today we are just going to be with how hard it is and acknowledge that we just have to keep trying. We have to keep fighting for what we believe is true and what's right. And I will be back next week with a regular episode. No matter what happens in the election, we will continue with our journey towards healing within, our journey of healing for women. But in this moment, I just wanted to take a few deep breaths with you and ground in this together space. Know that my energy, my heart, my being, I am sitting with all of you across the world today in solidarity, in unity. I'm with you. So for a moment, we are going to just pause. I've got my eyes closed. You can close your eyes. Hopefully you're not driving a car. If you are, don't close your eyes. But closing your eyes, if you're at home or at work and you have a moment to just, or taking a walk wherever you are, just stop, pause for a moment. Allow your attention to turn inward. Just noticing whatever you're feeling in your body without judgment, allowing whatever those sensations are to just be there. And we're going to take a slow, deep breath in together. Ready? 1, 2, 3, breathe in. And exhale out together. And as I'm breathing in and out, I am imagining all the women across the planet stretched around the world, holding hands, radiating our positive, beautiful female energy. And we're going to take another deep breath in. Exhale out. Feeling the power of women, the power of our strengths, our struggle, our persistence, our perseverance. Just honoring as women, we can be in this together and work towards a better place, a better world, a safer place for all of us. And one last collective breath in and out. Well, thank you for joining in with me. It helps me to feel connected with all women, and I just appreciate your being with me here today. And also a thank you to Kathy Cush, who sent me an email with some thoughts about what should be included in today's episode. So thanks, Kathy, for not only doing an amazing job with the show notes, but thank you for your thoughtfulness about the podcast and what's important to share today. As I said, we will be back next week with a new episode, and the following weeks through the holidays, there will be new and some reruns of old popular episodes as well. So I hope that you are taking care of yourself today, this coming week, and creating space to center and ground yourself no matter what's happening in the world outside you. Take care. Be safe. Find support. Ciao for now from this woman warrior.
Thanks for listening and subscribing to the Woman Worriers podcast. Music was written and performed by Andy Cush. If you'd like more information on this episode, you can find the show notes, the resources shared today, and links to the guests' profiles at womanwarriors.com.